Hey everybody, Scott here. Just wanted to go over this scenario number 3 for the discussion board. In this scenario, it's a fully loaded aircraft with your CFI and his family in the Jacksonville area. I think there's an interesting aspect to this scenario, and that's the loaded down aircraft at max weight with a very hot, high humidity day. That's definitely going to be an interesting flight for you as a relatively inexperienced pilot. Understanding that the airplane will not perform as well, fully loaded with very high humidity and like very, very hot. That's something to take into consideration. Looking at the METAR and TAF, I think it's not necessarily the most perfect day to fly, of course. And, watching that radar carefully, I would either suggest postponing the flight for another 15 to 20 minutes so that the storms that are in the vicinity can move and continue moving to the north-northwest. Might be a little bit better. If they don't want to do that, one option that I would recommend would be to just stay in the vicinity within 10 miles, 10, 15 miles of the airport. That way, if things start building back up again, as far as the weather goes, you can get down on the ground really quickly and not have to be overly stressed about that situation that's happening. The external pressures are something to think about as well as you prepare for your check ride. It's worth noting that there's some things that you want to think about with your airplane and get a feel for it loaded down, get a feel for it in a situation that you may not have been put in before. But for the case of this scenario, I would continue with the flight and just maybe try and stall the flight a little bit. Talk to the family for a little while until you can see the radar clarity where you want to go. Make sure you fly to the southeast, fly away from the storms. And, having your CFI there is nice. It's a stress relief for sure. It's not all on you. Your CFI can be there to help take the load off, to help with some difficult situations, even though you are the pilot in command, but CFI is definitely there to help. I would continue with the flight and monitor the weather and make sure that it's not going to be getting worse. And stay within the vicinity, try and postpone and delay as long as you can until you're comfortable. But I think it would be a fine flight to take.